Welcome to the program. I'm Varun Tiwari from Indus Age and Friends World TV. Today we are going to interview a great spirit, great legend, Sakshi Shri, a guru, a spiritual guru, and motivation speaker. And today joining my hands with Shali Patel doing this interview. Welcome, Guruji. Welcome to the studio.
Welcome,
Namaste.
Guruji. Namaste.
Guruji, we feel very proud and very privileged कि today we are sitting with you and we got a chance to ask some questions for people to talk with you. We want to know about the spirituality. We want to talk. We want what's motivation. You are spreading whole the word. That's we want to know and want to thank you to visit the studio.
Thank you.
Thank you, Guruji, for taking this time to meet Varun and myself and to have today the word of wisdom from Guruji, Sri
I also
Sakshi.
feel very happy.
Wonderful.
We will start the interview. First of all, we want to know what is the role of the guru, especially personally in the life of a human being.
In fact, I would like to ask a very simple question. Have you ever Googled? Let me know. How many times do you use Google to find out something?
Lot of time.
Lot of times. And why do you Google?
To find the right answer.
Okay. You Google to find the right answer about material aspects of this world. A number of material questions you have got. And you need the help of someone who can guide you about those fundamental aspects of the material world. Likewise, there is one more world, the spiritual world, your inner world, because you are composed of two dimensions. The material dimension, that is your body, and the spiritual dimension, the spirits, the soul, which is there inside the body. Without the spirit or without the soul, your body would have been nothing. So, your inner build-up, your inner mechanism, your inner technology is of significant importance to develop and raise your individual attainments in this life to higher dimensions. Any knowledge about your inner dimension cannot be offered by this Google Guru.
So we can say that Sakshi Shri Ji is our Google Guru.
Obviously, any realized master, any enlightened master is much above the Google Guru, because the Google Guru cannot connect you to your own self. The Google Guru cannot lead you to the experience of who you are. The Google Guru cannot tell who am I. It is only the spiritual master, the spiritual guru, who can lead you to the experience of who you are. And that is the greatest importance of the guru. That is the greatest role of the guru.
If somebody asking that why the spirituality is so important,
Yes.
You want to know about charity? In fact, charity means the nature and temperament of an individual to offer help to others. And I want to tell you, charity is important because charity and the instinct of giving is the natural byproduct of your raised consciousness. Because you feel love towards someone, you feel compassion towards someone, it is the natural byproduct of compassion and love towards someone. If you don't feel love for anyone, if you don't feel compassionate towards someone, you will never feel like giving something to someone.
Yeah.
So, charity implies that you have strings of love, strings of compassion within yourself. And if you don't have love, if you don't have compassion, you are as good as a dead wood. Any individual deprived of love and compassion is a dead wood, and that person can never experience the great universal energy, because the person is dead because of having been deprived of love and compassion. So charity is meaningless. The most important is love and compassion. If love and compassion there inside you, charity is bound to happen. You are not required to be taught the importance of charity. I teach the importance of developing love inside you. I teach the importance and the technology of creating the elements of compassion within you. Charity will automatically follow.
Guruji, is religion the same as spirituality?
Shalini ji, I would like to tell you, spirituality is something that has got to do something with your spirits, with your soul, with your inner energies. It simply requires raising your consciousness to the optimum level. Whereas religion simply means the following of certain rituals established by some religious order.
Yeah.
Truly speaking, religion has got nothing to do with spirituality.
Okay.
Guruji, you always say spirituality is a science. Can you just tell us how is the science?
In fact, charity is no science. Charity is simply a byproduct of your inner being as to how you are. Everybody is in a very different makeup. The inner mechanism, the inner infrastructure of every individual is different. One lives and one has developed in such a way that one feels like doing something for the other. Just as the mother feels like doing something for her son, for the child she has given birth, she may suffer, but she will do everything for the well-being of the child. It is not because she has been taught the lesson of giving, she has not been taught the lesson of charity, she has not been taught the principle and ethics or code of conduct to rear up the child. It is merely out of love that she feels compelled to do for the child, to do everything for the child. So, charity is not the science. Charity is the byproduct of something inbuilt within you, and if the inbuilt it otherwise, it will not happen.
Yeah. Guruji,
It can be termed as science simply because if a person is charitable, you will invariably find that there will be joy in her life, that there will be inner happiness in his life, that there will be radiance on his face. In that way, it is science that if you practice charity, even at the cost of your own facilities, you will find that more and more facilities have started being attracted towards you.
you have named your movement as Science Divine. Guruji, can you enlighten us what is this Science Divine mission is?
In fact, Science Divine stands for the science of divine living. In fact, today in the whole world, in the name of spirituality, a number of things are being practiced which are certainly in no way related to the real development of divinity in the individual. In the name of religion, in the name of spirituality, so many nonsense is being practiced all over the whole world in the name of Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhism, Christianity, and Zoroastrianism. My first endeavor has been to enlighten people on the right dimensions of spirituality or spiritual development. And so I wanted that the grains should be separated from the chaff, that the wrongs should be deleted from the right. And for that, I made an effort to highlight the scientific dimensions of spirituality. If you practice them, they will give result. Science simply means if you practice something, if you do something, it will give some result. And if another practices the same thing, it will also give the same result. Everybody practices the same thing, everybody will get that result. Suppose you heat water at the temperature of 100 degrees centigrade. If you heat it, you will get that the water has become vapor. If a Muslim heats it, he will also get that the water has become vapor. If a Christian heats it up to 100 degrees centigrade, he will also find that the water has become vapor. But in religion and divinity, in spirituality, people are following unscientific ways and methods and devices leading them nowhere. One person is doing something, achieving no results. Another person is doing something in the name of Islam, getting no result. Another person is doing something in the name of Christianity, getting no result. But they are giving because of orthodox practices which have become part of their sanskaras or past impressions. So I wanted to, in this 21st century, the new generation is becoming disillusioned about the old religionism, because such religionism is not taking them anywhere. They have simply become source of conflict, source of wars, source of tension, source of turmoil, and source of terrorism.
So Guruji, you decided to give this message to whole the world.
Yeah, so that a number of things being committed in the name of spirituality can disappear, and a new humanity, if it practices something in the name of spirituality, whether it is a Muslim, whether it is a Christian, everybody will get the same scientific, fruitful, transformational results in life. That has been the basic purpose.
So, what is your journey to spiritual enlightenment?
In fact, there had been no journey. It was something that enchanted me from the very childhood. I kept on moving in the same direction to find the truth of my being. In a state of loneliness, I had experienced some indescribable glimpses of the divine. At a very early stage, I just kept on looking for the same. Some incident that had happened with me and had given me some experience, some glimpses of the great divine for a few moments. That experience I started searching. And I went to several spiritual masters from pillar to post. Ultimately, it was my own effort, my own endeavor, that I found that none of them could make me experience anything.
We can know what happened with you.
Yeah,
Oh,
this is the outcome.
That's a very relevant question, because I was about the age of 9, and as a child I had been playing with small children, and I was sitting, we were playing under a mango tree. I was waiting that if they leave, I will ride the mango tree and I will pluck some mangoes. So I kept on waiting for long. Ultimately they had to go, they went. And while they were on the way, moving towards their houses, I started playing, just started taking round and round, just as children do at a single place under that mango tree. And I started moving in rounds and rounds and rounds with such a speed that I started enjoying. So I speeded up and speeded up and speeded up. And you will wonder, I could not know how long I kept on moving round and round. And then I tried my best to stop. However, it became beyond my powers to stop. It became impossible for me to stop, as if something inside has moved on and it was not ready to stop.
Taken him to another time zone.
And then I got over frightened as to what is going to happen, what will happen. I just kept on thinking, what will happen? Will I continue moving like this throughout? Because stopping was beyond my measures. So, but suddenly something happened, I just fell down. And I went into a trance.
So how old was this, Guruji?
The experience which I received in those moments of trance when I had fallen down, it remained for 5-7 minutes. I can just roughly guess. And that experience was extraordinarily indescribable. Not even today it is describable. But it was something unique, extraordinary.
In 9 years of age.
At 9 years of age.
9 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then, but it was so pleasant, so sweet. You can say even the pleasure which I had of sex in my later life, if even that is multiplied by thousands and thousands of times, that cannot compare to that experience which I had in those 5-7 minutes of ecstasy. So I started searching the same. I graduated, I post-graduated, and I kept on searching and searching from masters to masters. But it was just the great blessing of the existence that I met my spiritual master.
Wow. So, Guruji, what stops most people to achieving their dreams?
Varunji, I would like to tell you that achieving dreams is the simplest phenomena in human life. The only thing is, one should learn the art of achieving. And I have done a great work on this subject. And in brief, I can tell you there are fundamental 3 principles only. The first principle is learn the art of application of the science of thought power. Your thoughts are very important. The essence of the science of thought power is you get what you think about or focus upon, whether you want it or you don't want it. So, remain alert about what you think. Whatever you think is bound to happen. In this world, majority of the people get only those things which they don't want in their life. They get sorrow, suffering, misery, trouble, and unwanted relationships, unwanted health, simply because They keep on focusing on those things which they do not want to achieve in their lives. Suppose you are constantly thinking of the fear of meeting an accident on the road. While eating, you are thinking you may not meet an accident on the roads. While going to bed, you are afraid. If every time the thought of the fear of meeting an accident on the road is there, no power on this earth can stop your accident. By simply constantly thinking of the same, you have invited the inevitable incident to happen.
Guruji, if myself and Mrs. Patel is asking what we will gain if we will get the session from you.
Yeah. What will I gain having a session with you, Guruji?
Personally.
Personally.
You see, whatever you do, it has some consequences for you. If you sit by the side of the fire, you will get the heat. If you sit by the side of the snow, you will
Coldness.
find the cool. If you sit by the side of an enlightened master,
Yeah, better go and sit next to me.
whatever his presence has will radiate, and you cannot save yourself from receiving whatever the enlightened master has within himself. And the enlightened master is one who has immense energy to raise your consciousness.
Guruji, there are so many people who don't believe in spirituality.
Yes.
What do you have to say about them?
They need to be told that they are not only the body. If you don't believe in spirituality, I will simply tell you that you are not only the body, because the body remains even after one is dead. But people say Mr. X is no more. It means there is something other than the body which is no more, though the body is here. And that thing which is no more in the body, that is the spirit. So, if you don't believe in spirituality, you must know that if the spirituality is, if the spirit is not in your body, if spirituality, the spiritual dimension of your life is not taken care of, you will simply remain a dead body, a dead thing, and you will not be more than an animal. It is a very simple thing which can be understandable. If you don't take care of your spiritual dimension, the inner dimension of your life, then you will be as good as an animal. Animals are those who don't have any spiritual dimension in their life. They cannot do anything with their spirits. You are the only one who can do, just as you can do something for the development of your physical body, physical strength and material wealth. So, you must know that you are not only the body, you have got the spirit within. And if you do not do anything to raise your spirits, to raise your consciousness, to nurture your consciousness, to nurture your spiritual development, you will remain disabled. And that is why I say a majority of the humanity is disabled. They do not deserve to be named as humans. They are as good as animals.
Guruji, please tell us about, and everybody want to know about the spiritual centers and ashrams in India.
There are a number of spiritual centers and ashrams in India and all over the world. I am not in favor of developing any more spiritual centers and ashrams. I have my own vision. The days of spiritual temples, mosques, churches is gone. And they have been the source of great conflict and great destruction all over the globe. Now the time has come when through this message of science divine, I want to create every individual and every individual heart as a spiritual center. I want every heart to be made a temple, to be converted into a temple. And for that, only an awareness towards right life and living is required. A transformation of 21st century's man is possible only through right understanding of spirituality. That is why I say dharma samaj ki kranti hai. If you can understand what spirituality means, you will start transforming. And that transformation center I want to create almost in all the major cities of the world, where people will unite, where people will come, they will discuss, and through these definite scientific techniques of inner development, which I have developed through science divine devices, will certainly play a great role in transforming greater and greater numbers of humanity on this earth until a new man is born. That is my mission.
Guruji, I believe that you have a spiritual center, ashram. What will I and Varun gain coming to you, coming to this ashram?
I can simply say it depends on what you want to gain. No, nobody can give you anything that you do not want to gain. And I can promise you, I can give you anything that you want to gain. I have that art, I have that science, and I have that spirituality.
Guruji, you have a retreat center in India that you're building. Can you tell us more about this retreat center? Where is it? What do you do in the retreat center? And how big it is? And how to get there?
Wow, wonderful. I will love to tell you something about the centers which I have developed in India. There are two most important centers. One is Mumbai, Sakshi Dham International Mumbai. The other is Sakshi Dham International Brindavan.
Oh, wow.
Wow. And I would like to tell you that both these centers are fundamentally based on the science divine principles. One thing is, every individual needs to be physically and mentally healthy. So well-being is the primary concern. Without fundamental well-being of the individual, spiritual uplift of the individual is impossible. That is why at my spiritual center, my first endeavor has been to create an international wellness center with well-equipped 5-star facilities so that people from all over the globe can come and take benefits of the latest modern researches and therapies of the Ayurveda, Chinese therapies, and also the Western therapies. And the best of the three will be available to them at both these centers, at Sakshi Dham International Mumbai and Sakshi Dham International Brindavan. And secondly, there is also the next step is, after ensuring your well-being at physical and mental level, I work upon the energies of the individual, I work upon raising their consciousness, and for that I have developed a spiritual retreat where I offer them meditation devices and techniques to transform their energies and to lead them totally into emerging as a new individual on this earth who is happy from inside and living the most rich and luxurious comforts of this modern scientific and technological world. So, combining the beauty of science and the beauty of divinity both together, that you may call Jorva the Buddha, the Epicurean dimension and the hedonist dimension and the spiritual dimension both coming together. You are neither the body only nor the soul only. You are a combination of both. So these centers are primarily oriented towards your total development, the inside and the outside, the physical and the material. Thank you.
So when is this going to be completed?
Almost by the end of this year, both the centers will be thoroughly completed.
Wow.
For sure we will be going.
Yes.
Definitely.
You all are invited wholeheartedly
Thank you.
to come and share the experiences.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Guruji. We always have a wonderful session with you and always need your blessing. And thank you very much, Guruji.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Guruji,
thank you,
for
thank
taking time to come and visit us.
Thank you.
very
Thank
much. Thank you.
Dosto, let's follow us on Indus Age and Friends World TV and myself today, Varun Tiwari, and with Sakshi Shri ji and Shali Patel. Thank you.
Thank you.
Australia's first Indian magazine to have a national reach, Indus Age is the largest circulated South Asian magazine in Australia with 5 simultaneous editions, 55,000 copies printed monthly, 220,000 readers, largest network of clients, undisputed leader in community news. Indus Age is circulated in Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, Brisbane and Perth to over 525 outlets. Grab your copy now to get the latest on the community, news from India, Bollywood, music and much more. For more info, log on to www.indusage.com.au.